There's a lot of talk on International Women's Day about mentors and about receiving great advice and the top words of wisdom that you've received as a woman that have helped you with your career. So, in the spirit of the International Women's Day theme, which is Choose to Challenge, I actually wanted to talk about something different. And I guess that's times when I think I've been given advice that I've chosen to challenge or chosen to ignore, that's actually fueled me and helped me move forward in my career in the opposite way by resisting that advice. So I thought I'd share three things that I've been told with you today that I've chosen to challenge. And the first one of those is when I first decided to leave my full-time job at Booking to consult, I was given advice by an older white guy who I worked with, who I really respected, and whose opinion I really valued. And he said to me, I think the idea is fantastic. I think you should definitely go and consult, but I think you're too young. I think you should wait a few years before you go and consult, gain some more experience. That really threw me at the time. I thought maybe he's right. Maybe I should take a step back and think about this big move that I'm making. But then I thought about the fact that, women's earning potential peaks around 40, which I'm not far off, unfortunately. And men continue to have this great earning potential right until they're 50 plus. We also peak in terms of what we actually potentially can earn. And I thought, no, the time's now. I have to lean into this opportunity. I have to take a risk and be bold and believe that the experience and the years of experience that I've accumulated are enough and that people will value that expertise. So that was the first thing I chose to challenge, and I left my role and I started consulting over a year ago now. The second piece of advice I chose to challenge was from a previous boss of mine who told me when I went off to have my baby, don't make any big career decisions. Whatever you do, don't think too much about your next moves when you've got a young baby, because your priorities are going to shift, and what you actually want to achieve and how you want to live your life and your career direction will shift fundamentally when you have a young child. So I thought this was interesting also coming from a mother. I reflected on it. I had my baby. And I remember being on maternity leave thinking, yes, maybe my priorities will shift, but I haven't fundamentally changed who I am as a person. As a woman, as someone who has all of these ambitions. And I found myself realizing that I actually had the same ambitions, but now my focus was clearer. I knew that I wanted to build something amazing for my son, that I wanted to achieve success that he would be proud of. And that actually I felt more focused with less time, and realized that if I didn't seize these opportunities while my son was young and, keep on my course, that I could easily fall off that course. So it focused me in new ways, and I chose to challenge that advice and say, actually, now's the time to make those big decisions. So I used my maternity leave to think about what I wanted to do next, to build my reputation as an expert in order to build my consultancy business, to start speaking at panels, which I had to rush home from to pump and feed my baby, and all sorts of crazy things, which when I look back, maybe that was nuts, but actually it helped me to stick the course and to believe in myself and to refocus my energies. The third piece of advice I've chose to challenge was from a really well-meaning friend who's also building their own business, who said, but don't you want to achieve work-life balance? Don't you want to have more time to both do things for yourself, but also be with your family whilst building your business? And shouldn't you, try to balance your hours in such a way that you can do everything? I think in so many ways this is great advice, but what's right for one person is not necessarily right for another. And I don't truly believe that balance is possible all the time. I think there are moments where we have to really step up and, lean into work and make sacrifices that aren't always easy to make, so that we can take that downtime later on, so that we can achieve what we want to achieve, so that we are able to take that step back and find energy from other sources like our family and friends at different moments in our career. But if you choose to try to seek this challenging balance at all times, then you're never really going to be happy with anything you're doing. There's always going to be a compromise. So life means sacrificing one or the other at various times so that you can see the bigger picture and hopefully achieve what you want in the end. So those are three things that I've chosen to challenge. They're right for me. They were right for me at the time. They might not be right for you. But I hope on this International Women's Day, you're thinking about advice to listen to and advice not to listen to, and believing in what you want to achieve and what's, right in your heart.